Hello, everybody. Today, I would like to tell you a short conversation between the man and the woman. The conversation 1. The first, the woman asked the man if he had heard Jim had gotten a promotion. The man replied Jim had told him, and he wondered if this was great. The woman commented she wished Paz had gotten a promotion too, and she had really deserved this. Conversation 2. The woman introduced herself to the man, and she offered to help him. The man replied he was calling from the accounting office, and he asked if he could speak with her director. The woman was sorry about the fact that the director was not in, and she was the director's assistant. She hoped she could help him. Conversation 3. The man asked the woman what her special was that night. The woman replied they had fresh shrimp and roast beef. The man finally decided to order some food from regular menu. Conversation 4. The man asked the woman if anyone had called him while he was without. The woman replied he had a message from Mr. Peter, and Mr. Peter had said that he had finished painting the new office. The man was happy about that, and she asked the woman to call him back and tell him send the bill from the accounting office. Conversation 5. The woman asked the man if it were his office. The man replied it wasn't, it was Cindy's office, and he commented his office were at the end of the hall. The woman wanted to know how he had gotten such a nice office, and she says his boss liked him very much. The conversation 6. The man told the woman he had just received the bill from Mrs. Ortega. The woman wondered if Mrs. Ortega was his accountant, and she had told Miss Wilson had been. The man replied he had been, but then both were recommended Mrs. Ortega. He said she did a much better job. Conversation 7. The woman asked Frank what his daughter was doing those days. The man replied that his daughter had said she was at university and she was studying economics. The woman was surprised at economics. She had taught his daughter and become a lawyer like him. Conversation 8. The man asked the mother if she had Jim was in surgery. The woman replied no, and she said she and Linda had planned to visit him in the hospital at that afternoon. The man happy about that because Jim really wanted to visit her. Conversation 9. The woman asked Mark if that was Sandy's car parked by the front door. The man replied it was not. It was Tom's car. He said she knew the new secretary. The woman replied he could better move it. He parked it in the director door. And the conversation 10. The man asked the woman how much the bus fare was. The woman replied it was $1.50, and she asked him if he wanted a transfer. The man replied no. However, she said please tell him when they got to his stop. He was going to the Central Post Office.